Kyle, you brought a guest back with you.
Yeah, what do we
Winston.
have here? Is Winston new?
No, Winston's been here a while. Winston's a champion weenie. He's a long-haired Dotson. I think they call this color cream. He's pretty laid-back guy.
How old is Winston?
Like 2 years, I think.
Whose dog is Winston?
Girlfriends. But he really takes to me. He's my buddy.
Man, I really want a dog again. Now I'm gonna go buy one impulsively, which is the worst thing to do.
Holiday. Better yet, maybe you'll get one as a gift.
Oh my god! Imagine how much of a douche you'd have to be to give someone an animal as a gift.
I know you wanted a dog, but I found this rabbit on sale. So here you go. Now you gotta fucking.
Well, they were having due to viral outbreak, they're having a guinea pig clearance at Petco. And so I got you 9 of them. Very low first month survivability, so you'll at least have one. You know, by the end of this genocide.
So that's Winston,
I went through a serious phase when I was maybe 14, 13, sometime in middle school, where I went over to a friend's house and they had a guinea pig, and I played with it for hours to the point where I was being that annoying friend where they're like, "Can you stop playing with Adam and come upstairs?" And I remember because it had like a person name, and I like sometimes when animals have like people names. I think it's funny when it's like Adam's not a name that you give a guinea pig. That's silly. But I played with it and I was just fucking loving it. You just put it on your chest and it runs around. But I wasn't there to watch it shit little pellets into those wood chips or watch it sometimes, I guess, escape. And then you're looking for what is essentially a little round rodent running around your house. But I was so into it to the point that like eventually my dad had to be like, "Taylor, you're not getting a guinea pig. Like, we're not getting one. We have dogs. Like, it's gonna get eaten. Like, we're not buying guinea pig."
We had 2 guinea pigs. My brother and I had guinea pigs. Mine was the boy. His name was Rocky. My brother's named his Sarah. They lived for a long time, like 7 years or something like that. In the 8 years, yeah, it's long for a guinea pig. And they had 9 babies that we had to like find homes for over the time. 3 litters of 3, and I liked the guinea pigs through most of their life, but the maintenance was terrible, like awful. We kept them in a glass aquarium, and they would poop and pee on the wood chips that we put in there, and it would just turn into this like the worst,
like a sludge
substance on earth. Yeah, it was just urine-soaked wood chips. You know, it doesn't like, it's not like a kitty litter or something where it just like, I don't know what
disgusting
magic happens in there. It just turns into like yuck. And like if you do it all the time, it's an easier clean. But you're doing it all the time. If you wait 2 weeks, then oh my gosh, it is dreadful. But you've gone 2 weeks. There was no winning in cleaning this thing. It was absolutely terrible. Yuck.
Yeah. In retrospect, it was a good pet choice to not get the guinea pig.
Fancy rats aren't bad. My
fancy
daughter's
rats?
Yeah.
I will devour them.
Is that a real thing? A fancy rat?
Yes. Yeah. My daughter had,
I haven't heard of that.
I think 2 rats in her lifetime. Really expensive. At least the way we did it. They're like, "Hey, do you want this rat?" You know, it's like $9. $1,500 in equipment with like cages and like would take it to the vet for, I don't know, vaccinations or something. Yeah. $1,500 to get set up on this fucking rat.
To make sure that vermin is really happy and healthy in your home.
and they really were sweet. Like they didn't bite, and they kind of like nuzzled their head when you held them and stuff. They liked people. And rats are smarter than you might guess. And like they're actually not a terrible pet. Like in the rodent family, they might be the best one. But just the same, I don't know.
I've been thinking about getting an exotic pet because a Florida exotic pet license is free, and so we could get like, we looked at the list of animals the other day that we get. Now I really want a raccoon because I think they're hyper intelligent and they're really cool, and they got these little hands which are like people hands, which I like.
My Facebook friend, the one that's a clown, he has a raccoon.
He's North Carolina.
He's always showing like pictures of it doing interesting things, like because like it has hands. It like opens bottles and like, I don't know. I guess I could hunt down videos, but it's like, hi, this is not behavior you'd expect from an animal. It's being person-like. And he has a raccoon that's always doing Facebook stunts.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, raccoons. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, does he have a? Probably shouldn't talk about this anymore. I'm not sure if that's exactly legal what he's doing, but in any case, you can get these exotic animals if you have the right licensing and you're in the right state and everything. So I was looking at what's that thing from Madagascar? The thing with the big crazy eyes, with the long tail. All of the weird animals, fennec foxes or cynic foxes, marmosets.
Oh, the eye? That thing? Or no, are you thinking of a tamarin?
I don't know what I'm thinking. Marmoset.
You were sending me links to it, and you were saying that you thought a marmoset might be a good idea, which is like an arboreal monkey. And I was saying you don't want an arboreal monkey where you live because it's gonna you're gonna take your eye off it for 2 seconds, and it's gonna be in the Georgia woods swinging around for maybe 40 seconds before a hawk gets it. Like you want a little
sky guapo.
The sky.
The sky.
They come from above and take us. The weenies are so little that when they go outside, they're always looking up. They're always looking up for the sky grabber because he could come down and snatch one up. You never know.
The sky grabber.
The sky grabber.
I saw that one of those guys. I linked you to him. His name was like Alligator Andy something, Andy Alligators, and he was one of the dealers. He sells capuchins. Those organ grinder monkeys. Get one of those if you do get a monkey. God, if you get a fucking monkey, I will come visit every weekend. You know.
I feel like Taylor needs to do the tour, right? Like he'll visit Kyle's monkey, and then we'll watch Lord of the Rings on my big screen, and then we do a sweep.
As long as the monkey can come. You know?
Yeah. As long as the monkey can come to your house, I'm sure that'll be fine.
That's a big part of that contingency. You know? I'm staying where the monkey is. Man, that would be so fucking cool if you bought a monkey.
Yeah, man, I'm not into the monkey, not even considering that. But I am considering, here are the animals that are on the list right now. The raccoon, definitely. I think that's awesome. He's the top. But I also saw miniature goats. These goats get to like 20 inches tall, so like that big, and weigh like 25 pounds. So like little dog size. And, you know, they poop those little pellets. So I figure it's easy cleanup. And if you raise them with dogs, he becomes a dog. And he thinks he's a dog. So he's going out to pee with them and stuff.
But it's going to be bleeding constantly. Meh. Like it's going to be... Meh.
Meh. Is the term for that bleeding?
I think so.
How's it spelled?
B-L-E-A-T.
Oh.
I think it's bleeding.
In my head, it's B-L-E-E-D. I'm like that's a
no, bleating. I think it's called bleeding, but you would just be hearing that whole time the like that little whining, the whole like
shock collar.
Sometimes, yeah, I guess you could. But some it seems like there are some dogs, like my dog who died this past year was just not a barker. Like if you heard him bark, it was like he's upset about something or he needs something right now. Like he didn't just bark willy-nilly. I feel like, I don't know if that applies to goats. Like I think all goats are probably pretty bad.
I have noticed Siberian Huskies seem to be particularly emotive, right? Like the way that they, like whine howl is almost a talking. They seem to be, they're just really emotive. They're
vocal.
They're vocal, and then their body language too is like when a normal dog wants to play, they might get down on their elbows. And the Siberians are like getting down their elbows, they're rolling on their backs. They're like I just see Siberian Huskies online all the time that are just like so communicative, and they're I don't know. That's a dog that appeals to me, not the shedding so much.
Yeah, this dog sheds.
Yeah, I bet it does. It looks like a very well-mannered dog. It looks like it just got back from the vet and it's still on some medicine. Almost.
He really loves me. No, he just loves me a lot. Like he's gonna fall asleep here. Like if I put him in my lap and I keep rubbing his head, his eyes will just slowly close and he'll go to sleep. Like he's just real happy to be here.
He's a big fan of Kyle. Kyle likes dogs. Kyle's really nice to dogs. And when Kyle met Jack, this is my aggressive Great Dane. It was not fun. That's the wrong word, but like. It was just, what is it called when they don't love you back? Unrequited love?
Yeah, something like that. Unrequited. It was like, hey there, big buddy. You look beautiful. You want to come over here and get your belly rubbed? And he's like, I will tear your skin from your bones. Release me, master. Like pulling at that chain. Just, trying to bark, but he can't open his mouth.
And a muzzle. You know, so his bark is real, like he can't bark properly. And, you know, after like 2 days or something, he's like, come on, like, aren't we buds now? No, they're not buds. He still wants to kill you. It's just...
So he didn't reciprocate at all the entire time. He just hated you.
Yeah.
Up until the end. Yeah. Like
that's weird.
See you later, Jack. It was nice meeting you. He's like, just like the Predator or like the Alien, how they got those like extra row of teeth that come out. Like I kept waiting for that to happen. He was so angry.
I've never had a dog just hate me. Like I'm sure that Dak would have disliked me just as much as Kyle in that moment, but I've never had a dog like that just barked all the time, or like friends, family members. Like no, like, has that happened to you other than for Dak? Where you just couldn't. It seems like it's easy to get on a dog's good side, is what I'm saying. Like, even if you go to a friend's house and the dog's over there, like, a little bit anxious, and, like, if you can kind of coax it over and you give it, like, 2 pets, it's like, all right, it's another one of these monkey things that hangs out and pets me.
Dak will temporarily, like, I've been temporarily on Dak's good side. Like, I'm like, look, he's got his head on my lap. We're buds. And then an hour later, it's like, you have to rebuild that whole relationship again. It's crumbling.
Yeah, I can do that, too. Like, right. I could totally get down and pet Dak. It's like, and just like, hey, buddy, everything all right? All right. Like Kitty's holding him and I pet him. That's all good. But if it's just he and I on our own, oh, look out, little buddy. He's just angry all the time. Like he'll give you a minute of like, he'll let you pet him or give him a treat or something, but he's never gonna like fully trust you, it seems.
Yeah. Now, does he trust Kitty? Like, is he?
Yeah.
All girls?
Well, just Kitty. He's just bonded with Kitty, and that's just the thing. Like everybody else, he seems, and even in the car, like if he's in the, there's certain situations where he seems like normal, but when he's in his pen, when he's just like in the house free, when he's on a leash with Kitty, any of that stuff, like he's not social toward me. But if we're in the car and I'm driving, like he'll lick my ear from the back seat.
If you pass him in the house, though, does he? He keeps walking, or
I don't pass him in the house. If he's in the house, he's locked in Kitty's bedroom with her, and he does. And like one time, he opened the door by himself, and my girlfriend and I were sitting in the living room, and the door just, and he just emerges like a velociraptor checking stuff out, and we were both just like, what's he gonna do? And he just backed back it. I was like, Kitty. And he just like backed back into the room, and like she came in a moment and like shut the door. But he's scary. I don't like Dak.
That's not what you want in your own home. Is for an animal to emerge from a door and for your reaction to be, I keep
a gun around, just in case. Winston calls him Big Brown. He doesn't like him.
Winston doesn't care for him at all.
No, his name is Big Brown. I bit his dick.
Did he really? Did Winston bite?
Yeah,
his dick?
I bit his dick.
What did he think about that, Winston?
He did not like it at all.
What did you like it?
I loved it.
Dude, we had a dog. He's dead now, Dakota. Dude, it was very clear that he was enthusiastically happy whenever they took his temperature anally. Dakota, that was just his cup of tea, man. Like, like we'd go to the vet. He's like, here it comes, baby. I know that thermometer is a part of my near future, and I'm excited about that. She'd insert that thermometer. The tail is it's a problem almost. He's so excited.
No.
Yeah,
I bit his dick because he is bitch.
Yeah, Dakota loved having his temperature taken.
Goodness, I can't. I know they say that some dogs, like, they'll bite it if they're biting you or someone else, or you want them to release. You can stick your finger up their butt, and they'll turn loose of whatever they have.
I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check their oil.
Y'all.
Add and then new topic.
Sure. Download and listen anywhere on your iOS device, Android, Kindle Fire, Windows Phone, and over 500 MP3 players. Are you still a fan of reading off your Kindle, but reading while driving to work is just too bumpy for you? No problem. Whisper Sync for Voice lets you switch back and forth between reading the book on Kindle or Kindle app and listening to the audiobook without ever losing your place or missing a word. It works with your iPhone, Android, and Kindle Fire. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook of your choice and a free 30-day trial membership. So just go to audible.com/PKA and choose from over 180,000 downloadable titles.
There's trees or these fields and what to expect and predict, like, weather that's happening within your line of sight. And
it was ending anyway. Like a chance.
So this was like the last game that this league was ever going to play, and for lack of participation.
He should feel like a jackass.
What a piece of shit.
Well, what if the ref made a bad call? Had you considered that?
You know what? I had considered it. I still think
you put the cage on, and let's say, for example, you're up against the boards, and we're just beer league hockey players. Like sometimes you fall or whatever. I'm on my knees still playing, right? Still trying to get the puck out, to my other defenseman or whatever. If I don't have a cage on, I'm on my knees.
Physical needs like food and water and shit, and then you gotta be worried about like safety, and then up at the very top it's like self-actualization, right, where it's like people being douchebags, like meditating all day, convincing themselves of doing something, or maybe they aren't, who fucking knows. That's just like the peak of like, I don't have any real problems, so I'm contriving them, I'm making them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it seems like, yeah, if you make a ton of money young, you get real quick, real high up on that pyramid list to where you're like, oh, this amount of money they're giving me, you're not thinking of it in terms of this is how many months rent in that shit apartment I used to live in. Like, wow, this is huge, or this is how much this would pay on my car insurance, and that was really a big deal, and I was struggling. It's more just like, well, throw it on the pile, you know.
Well, that's why you don't hear, like in third world countries, you don't hear about anorexia being a big epidemic. Like I had an immediate family member with anorexia, and it was like you just could not get her to eat. And it's like, you think about, like, the whole time I was thinking, like, what if she lived in Africa? This would not be a problem at all. Like, she would be wanting to eat.
She'd
every
fit right
single
in.
day. Yeah, exactly. Like, she was a skeleton. I'm like if she was in Africa, like, she would be wanting to eat really badly, but it's because she's in like a first world country and she has all these, she has everything at her fingertips. She just doesn't want to.
It's almost like knowing the option is there.
Exactly.
Is a way to keep it going, where it's like, if everything did go to shit right now and they're like, you need to start eating or you'll die, there's a Big Mac 3 feet away, like with someone trying to shamp down your throat. But it is interesting how those disorders span across the world.
Well, that's interesting about Shake Carl. That's pretty interesting. So I want to know more about the specifics though. Like this where was the cam girl from? Like what site?
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.
That's right, fat boy.